It's Nowsville News, and I'm Nyla. Smart headlines, real life impact. Let's get into it. Over to the studio and Barbara.
Thank you, Nyla. It's Barbara here in the Nowsville studio, your trusted anchor for the Nowsville News. Well, Trump, tariffs, threats, takeovers. There's a lot of T's in that bunch of words. And where's it all going to go? Where is the orange one going to take things next? Who knows? It's very scary. People are uncertain. Stock markets are crashing. We're going to go to you, Nyla, for deep analysis on this subject. God help us. So it's over to you and what your views are on today's headline.
Okay, so we've already seen, Barbara, massive impacts of the tariff talk. So there's been a huge stock market drop. There has been pandemonium, demonstrations against Trump and the tariffs and lots of other things actually in the US recently. And it's not going to go away. People are spooked. So what was the whole point of this in the first place? Well, Trump definitely wants more jobs to stay in the US and people to buy America. Make America great again, as the saying goes. But is it really going to do that? Is it going to do this for the rest of the world? Because the strategy is that everybody becomes more local. Globalization is dead and buried. But I spoke to some people today myself, and the feeling very much kind of echoed that in some cases. I spoke to people who felt that, yeah, we were going to bring manufacturing back to the UK. People were going to buy local. There's going to be huge savings in terms of climate change agenda and so on. Is it going to be like that? Well, no, especially not in the short term, because in the UK, we just have not got a manufacturing base. That's all gone. So we are used to having things outsourced in China and so on. We can buy these cheap products. We just haven't got the facilities. We haven't got the skill set to make these products. And we need all of these components and everything else, the raw materials. We can't magic these out of nowhere. So it's going to be a lot more expensive to make products, say in the UK or in America. So people are going to have a shock because prices are going to go up dramatically. And then after that, the drop in corporate values has got a massive impact on pensions, insurance groups and so on. So it's not like a walk in the park, and it's like the political fallout from it is considerable. So in the short term, we haven't got the staff. As I say, we have not got the people to do the jobs. We have not got the facilities to make the products. We haven't got, just our supply chains are not set up to do things locally, and the world has changed. It is a bit like trying to roll back 100 years in terms of world trade. So let's watch this one, because it's not going to go away anytime soon. It's going to be massive swings up and down. I think that might be Trump's strategy. Let's follow this. This is a slow, like, it's not a slow burner, it's a quick burner, but it's a dramatic burner that's going to be changing. So back to you to see what else is happening.
Thank you, Nyla. It's Arthur here, your roving reporter on the streets of Birmingham. The dark, pestilent streets of Birmingham, a once reasonable sort of city, now unrecognisable under this sea of black bin bags. I've seen neighbours coming to blows over whose patch of road these bin bags are on. I've seen rats as big as cats. I've seen all sorts of blame of certain communities without any reference to the fact that there's higher density housing there. It is pandemonium out there. What the hell is going to happen? Over to you, Nyla, for your take on things.
Yet another great story. So apparently there are rats as big as cats prowling through neighbourhoods. I have seen rubbish piling up myself. Piles of black bin bags adorn the corners of many roads. And it's been relatively cold so far, but it has warmed up. So there's going to be a new aspect of smelly vision to do with the bin strike. But what's going on? I mean, this has been happening for months now. Well, the two sides of the story are that the bin personnel think that they are potentially going to lose a lot of money. Some of the people, the city council, which is bankrupt, by the way, is saying, no, we've offered everybody alternative jobs. You're not going to lose a penny in pay. So who's right? It's one of these things I think boils down to who can hold their nerve and who gets public support. The public support for something like this is not great. The residents, like myself, actually are not that pleased with having piles of black bin bags at the end of the road. And I think ultimately this is going to be one that falls in the council's favour. There will be disagreements on this, but it's not got so much public support as, say, nurses striking or anything like that. I will say though that bin personnel, bin men, as people like to call them, but you know, there's every reason to have bin women as well. But bin personnel, they do not earn a lot of money. They only earn a low salary, and therefore you have got a little bit of sympathy for them. But in view of the fact that they have been offered alternative jobs so they don't lose any money, a lot of them have been offered voluntary redundancy with enhanced pension payments and so on. Maybe the argument just isn't there, and you have to, at the end of the day, call it quits and help the residents, long-suffering residents of Birmingham, UK, who include myself. So I think we've got one more story coming in.
So what's gone on during the day, Nyla?
One of my what happened during the day stories. So what happened during the day? Well, I went on a 13-mile walk, which was great. And I just love these walks because you can really get to know people and what's happening in their life. And one of the things was a friend of mine has decided that his high maintenance girlfriend is not going to be his girlfriend anymore. He puts it down to too many visits to designer outlet stores, Jimmy Choo shoes, Michelin-starred restaurants, and too much looking in the mirror and being into Instagram makeup tutorials and some stuff like that, which, you know, to be fair, I quite like watching the odd Instagram makeup tutorial. Even though I don't wear makeup, I quite like watching the whole, you know, sort of thing play out. But he's decided that he's going to move on. Good luck to him. And good luck to you all. And I look forward to seeing you again on another Nowsville News.